Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
Right Path Career Counseling. Right counseling for quality education.
छोरा बुहारी सक्सेस भएको फल पाए अरू के नै चाहिन्छ र हामीलाई मेरो सब नाति नातिना पनि खेल्न पाए अझ कति खुसियाली छाउँथ्यो परिवारमा
यो तिमीहरूले मसँग लुकाउनु पर्ने कुरा नै होइन नि पहिला नै किन नभनेको हार्दिक आइभीएफ सेन्टर छ नि
बाजुपन सम्बन्धी कुनै पनि समस्या समाधानका लागि सम्झनुहोस् हार्दिक आइभीएफ एन्ड फर्टिलिटी सेन्टर where miracles come to life.
For a complete home.
उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेयरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल
Miss Nepal World 2023 is Miss DHI Switcha Pradhan.
Namaskar, Mom, Miss Nepal, Miss DHI Switcha Pradhan. मेरो यो जितको खुसीमा मलाई साथ दिने DHI ले हजुरहरूको घरमा पनि धेरै खुसी ल्याउनेछ. Wishing you all a happier home.
DHI Happier Home. छुट्टै छ है. Insta for a complete home. Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions. From a timeless legacy to inspiring a nation, legends choose the ball. Drive like a legend. Drive the ball. Freshness that bonds.
Light Superlight on Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Neoco solar water heaters. Water purifies. Chimneys the gas hobs your way of quality living. Insta for a complete home. I dare to express myself freely. I dare to aim with precision. I dare to explore new paths, fueled by ambition and unshakable focus. I dare to imagine a world where innovation isn't just a concept, but a reality. I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure. संसारको जुनसुकै ठाउँबाट
आयामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ टाइम सुपर वालेटमा
Right Path Career Counseling. Right counseling for quality education.
छोरा बुहारी सक्सेस भएको देख्न पाए अरू के नै चाहिन्छ र उनलाई यसो नाति नातिना पनि खेलाउनु पाए अझ कति खुसियाली छाउँथ्यो यो परिवारमा
यो तिमीहरूले मसँग लुकाउनु पर्ने कुरा नै होइन नि पहिला नै किन नभनेको हार्दिक आइभीएफ सेन्टर छ नि
बाजुपन सम्बन्धी कुनै पनि समस्या समाधानका लागि सम्झनुहोस् हार्दिक IVF and Fertility Center, where miracles come to life.
यो निकाल्न इजी सर्फ एक्सलो इजी वाश यसको 10 हातको शक्ति छ यस्तो यसले जित्ती दाग निकाल्न गर्छ सर्फ एक्सलो इजी वाश
Into fresh, freshness that bonds. Insta for a complete home.
उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेयरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल
And the winner of Miss Nepal World 2023 is Miss DHI, Switcha Pradhan.
नमस्कार म मिस नेपाल र मिस DHI स्वेच्छा प्रधान मेरो यो जितको खुसीमा मलाई साथ दिने DHI ले हजुरहरूको घरमा पनि धेरै खुसी ल्याउनेछ विशिङ यु अल अ ह्यापियर होम
DHI, happier home. छुट्टै
the big one. It's the grand finale of the Siddhartha Bank in Nepal Premier League, powered by Ncell. It is West versus East. It is Sudhir Pachim Royals taking on the Janakpur Bolts. There's a few famous days in the history of cricket in Nepal. March 16th, 2014, that first T20 World Cup match. February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2018. March 16th again at this ground as Nepal beat UAE in the fading lights. And then March 1st and 2nd across those 2 days as Nepal qualified for the Asia Cup for the first time. You can add December the 21st, 2024 to that list. All of those dates involve the national team for the first time. This is with domestic cricket. It's been the inaugural Nepal Premier League and it has been quite simply exceptional. It's exceeded every expectation and it's a very good afternoon and a warm welcome from me. It's a real honour to be here. And as always, I've got HD Ackerman alongside me. HD, 32 matches. This is the final one. It's been something else.
Oh, Lydia, it's absolutely flown by. I can't believe that we've reached finals day because it has been incredible. Thanks largely to those that have turned up every single day and filled this lovely ground to capacity.
It really has been absolutely extraordinary. You think of a first season of franchise cricket. This is the first league, with the exception of the IPL, that's had a one-wicket win, a one-run win, and a super over, all in it. That shows how good it's been. The cricket, it's been excellent, but it's been the fans that have made it.
Well, absolutely. I said all of them here. I can't believe it. I thought, for some crucial games, the fans might turn up. But from day one, 8 o'clock in the morning when we arrive at the ground, filled to capacity. I can't believe it. Yes, the cricket has been good. We're which adds to the spice, which adds to the excitement.
Yeah, it really does, and there's no doubt we have the best two teams here in the final. Let's see how they got here through the playoffs. Certainly different ways in which they got here. The Sudhir Royals, I thought they were very, very comfortable victors in the reverse of this fixture. It was first v second. It says they only won with 9 balls to spare. HT, they did it easier than that.
They did, and the thing that's been impressive for me about the Royals is that they've got different people winning games for them, which is the reason why they're here. In that match, it was Binod Bandari with his unbeaten 50. He'd got a couple of starts, but in that occasion, he took them over the line. And so, for me, that's why they've been the pick of the sides, because they've got different players winning games for them at different times. Whereas on the flip side, I'm sure we'll get there, the Bolts maybe are a bit over-reliant on one particular player.
Yeah, certainly, there's no doubt about that. This was the way in which the Bolts squeezed in, barely, to use Ian Smith's words, by the barest of margins. It really doesn't do it justice, a 2-wicket win. They needed 18 runs, I think, when Neesham was denied. In fact, he was 23, wasn't it, when he was dismissed. Without Neesham's innings, they wouldn't be here.
No, they would. When he walked to the wicket, I thought the game was over and he had to play an innings of real class, which he did. They needed 8, 9 and over. Just before he got out, he had managed to get that net run rate, or that run rate that was required, to under 6. They needed 5 points something to win it. Then when he got out, well, what do you call them? The cardiac kids panic set in, and it just added to the drama.
Yeah, we're used to seeing the cardiac kids as the Nepal national team, or no, that's what they're called. But for Sudhir, I think they're favourites coming into the day. With them, it's kind of death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it? They're the stronger side, but this is a grand final. Anything could happen.
And not only are their local players brilliantly led by Dipendra Singh Ari, we know Binod Bandari, but for me, a critical player here in the latter parts of this has been Harmeet Singh with his left arm spin. Economy rate of under 4. The Bolts are going to have to play him perfectly.
Well, I'll tell you something. With it being a grand final, we have got every single dignitary and celebrity you can imagine. So we've got plenty to get through. Let's get straight out to the pitch report. That's going to be with Manali Patel.
Oh, it's finally final day here at the NPL, and let's talk conditions. Sunny skies as expected, about 17 degrees, expected to get to a high of 18 and stay there for the entire game. Let's talk boundary sizes. East to west, we have 62, 63, 64 behind me, and 65 meters to the left of me. When we look at this surface, well, it's dry, it's fairly hard as well. Very little moisture and almost no cracks. So what does this tell us? It's about to be a belter of a pitch. And we're expecting runs about 160, 170 plus. And the conditions aren't going to change much throughout this game. So whether you bat first, you bowl first, it should not make a difference as long as you do it right with the bat. The bowlers, well, they got to try and find some wickets here, because it really does look.
That reason alone, Linnea, if whoever loses the toss, I don't think it's too much of a problem. I'd like to bat first in a final, to be honest, put the runs on the board. This is the best pitch that we've had all competition, pitch number 6. So I am expecting a really good game. And kudos to the curator and his ground staff. I mean, they've done an incredible job considering how much little time they've had between fixtures.
Yeah, they've been nothing short of exceptional. The absolute unsung heroes, without doubt. Okay, let's get out for the all-important toss. It was Mikhail Vaswani out there for that. Let's see what happens.
Namaste Nepal. Final ko josh kasto cha. Tayar huncha. We are all set for the toss for the one final time in the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League powered by Encel. And I have the Starcast to my left for the ultimate showdown. And standing alongside them is the ultimate silverware as well, that incredible piece of silverware. Our lovely 2 mascots as well. To begin with, to my immediate left, the captain of the Sudhir Royals, Dipendra Singh Ari. Captain of the Janakpur Bolts, Asif Sheikh. And to adjudicate the flip of the coin, match referee Mr. Manu Nair. Home side Sudhir Royals, Dipendra for the one last time in NPL Season 1. Give that a flip. Heads is the call. Heads is the call by Bolts. Sudhir Royals, Dipendra Singh Ari, you win the toss. What have you decided and why?
Batting first, Rabdi, Cheda, Eri Ali, Ramrosa, so they were batting first.
I didn't hear that because of the loud cheer. You're batting first, I hear.
Yeah.
Right. What do you make of this atmosphere, this occasion? You're one match away from history.
एकदमै राम्रो सपोर्ट छ र अब लास्ट एउटा म्याच छ एउटा म्याच अब 100% दिएर आफूले ट्रफी जित्ने छ त्यही नै हो
Right. You've been in a very good run of form. You've had 2 outings against them. You won both. Have you discussed this in the dugout?
त्यस्तो हामीले प्लानिङ चाहिँ गरेको छौँ र त्यही अनुसारले खेलिरहेको छौँ one match by एक म्याचमा खेलिरहेको छौँ सो त्यही भएर त्यही प्लानिङ छ अब
Right now that you're batting first, what's the runs you're looking to score first up?
I think 160 plus.
And what about your playing 11 for this big final?
Same team.
All the very best, Dipender. One match away from history. Give it your best.
Thank you.
Asif, what would you have done had you won the toss?
We were looking to bat first as well, but it's okay. It gets better in the second inning as we have played a lot of matches in the. So anything below 170 will be a good score to chase.
What do you make of this atmosphere, this vibe, how big an occasion it is? You're a step away from history.
I mean, looking at this crowd, it's always motivate us to play under them, and like we're going to play as best we can.
Right now that they're batting first, what do you think is a safe score over here to restrict them?
As I said, I mean anything below 170 would be a good score to chase.
What about your playing 11?
We are unchanged.
All the very best.
Thank you.
There you have it. The news from the center is that in the big final, Sudhir Pachim Royals have won the toss and they'll be batting first. Tends to be the way to go, doesn't it? In a grand final, you win the toss, you want to get those runs on the board. Both sides unchanged. Brandon McMullen has constantly promised that he's going to play that big innings. Is today going to be the day? Dipender Singh is in the mix for the player of the tournament, and Harmeet Singh is being more economical than any of the bowler. That's for the Royals. What about the Bolts, HT?
Yeah, let's not forget that we got Rashbanji sitting on 16 wickets. He's level with Scott Kugelan. Someone's going to take away the pick of the bowlers of this tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a spinner.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something more. I have absolutely no doubt that the player of the tournament will be decided today. That's how close the running is. So many good performances by so many good players. There is no doubt about that. I want to thank HT Ackerman, not just for today, but through all this tournament. We've got the national anthem coming up in a few moments. Let's get up to the commentary box. Thank you very much, Andrew and HT. The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the championship final of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, powered by NCL. It's the Sudhir Pachim Royals taking on the Janakpur Bolts. And look at that for a turnout today as well. It's a packed house once again. And just as we speak about the fans, it's the grand entry of the teams that will be cheered for. 2 teams have risen to the top, each driven by an unrelenting desire to claim the ultimate prize. And we all gather here for the one last time in NPL Season 1 to witness the culmination of months of dedication, perseverance and passion. 17 days of pulsating, exciting and entertaining cricket, which has witnessed 31 matches, and it now boils down to the epic clash, the Judgment Day, and the ultimate showdown, Hamro Jeet, with that incredible piece of silverware as the 2 teams walk out to line up for the national anthem. The Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a cauldron of noise, a kaleidoscope, the national anthem.
Sayo tunga fulga, mi yo
energy is contagious, the enthusiasm is unwavering, and the creativity is off the charts as well. This is cricket fandom at its finest. We are all set for the ultimate showdown, and just the right time to introduce and welcome my co-commentator as well. Sitting alongside me, Monali Patel. A very good afternoon, Monali.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, and a very good afternoon to you as well. It all boils down to this moment right here. The Nepal Premier League season number 1 has been quite a show, and the entire country has come to a standstill. They've come out in hordes, they've come out to support, and for one final time this year, they're going to come out and do it again. It's going to be a contest between these two sides. Both of them have been consistent at times. Sudhir Royals especially more consistent. But the Bulls, they look to try and upset the Royals today. The history not really on their side, as they've lost 2 games to the Royals in the past, and they want to try and change things around today. It's the Sudhir Royals who won the toss today, and they chose to have a bat first.
Yes, and you'd want to believe this is a good toss to win. What a player he's been for the side. To the line, Janakpur Bolts have not had the greatest of outings in their last couple of games, but they'll want to erase all of that. And that's what they'll be keen to do, is put up a very fine effort. You can still see a lot of people coming in. The stadium is filled to capacity by the fans here, and they're coming to you live for the one last time in season 1 from the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Look at that. NPL season 1 is more than just a game. It's a celebration of life, of passion, and of Nepal fans. Every boundary, every wicket, and every run is met with a deafening roar. These fans are living their best lives at the moment, Monali.
Yeah, most definitely are. And that man on screen, Jimmy Neesham, he has been a star performer, especially with the bat for the Bolts, and he will be required today, you would assume. And something tells me the fans, we talk about them, we talk about their support, and they're really going to miss the Nepal Premier League after today. They'll have to wait a whole year for it to come back.
I was just speaking to a couple of fans, and they did tell me, sir, we don't know what to do after this. But I'll tell you what, this man's been in the thick of things. Started off as a middle order bat. He's got a 50 to his credit. One of the few batters, 4 batters for Sudhir Royals to register the 50 in this tournament. 90 against the Lumbini Lions, but the strike rate very impressive as an opening batter. 130. Very dangerous left-handed batter. And the senior pro, 34-year-old Vinod Bandari, fresh from a 50 in that last game. How well has he got into the groove for the Sudhir Royals? A couple of 30s, a best of 50 against the Janakpur Bolts in qualifier 1. Walked away with the player of the match. And this is a very strong, formidable opening pair for the Royals.
And that's what makes them so lethal, the Royals. The consistency up at the top. For the Bolts, it's going to be Harsh Tucker to start things off. A best of 5 for 23. He's picked up 11 wickets. He's been impressive. A young'un from Canada. I'm sure the nerves are coming into play. It's a big game. The crowd's roaring. Here we go. It's time for the action to start.
Play is the call. Here we are for the ultimate showdown. Yeah, immediate runs here. Full ball. Off the mark is Zeb. And so are the Royals as well. With a single down to long off. Wow. This is really, really incredible atmosphere we're witnessing at the TU Stadium.
Incredible atmosphere. You said it was infectious, and yes, it absolutely is, but it also brings a bit of nerves into the players. A lot of eyes on them. And something tells me the team that holds their nerves the best is going to come out on top of this today.
Indeed, deep square leg and a long gone. 2 fielders in the deep for the off spinner. Yeah, he means business. He goes over the infield, clears it as well. We'll get a couple of runs. And look at the chants and cheers in the stadium as well. It's a boisterous crowd, and the boys in yellow have incredible support here.
Intentions made very clear. And we talk about intent. There it is. A bit tossed up. And he's throwing his bat at it, Vinod Bandari.
He didn't have the most control on it, but he's off the mark, and it's signs of things to come.
No protection in the deep on the offside. This time, goes with a big heave, and he'll go the distance as well. In only the third delivery of the innings, the Royals get a maximum. That's the Siddharth Bank 6, and Vinod Bhandari is making intentions very clear.
Just a bit too full this time from Harsh Thakur. It allows Vinod Bhandari to get down on that one knee. That's the first Siddhartha Bank maximum. Had Mohsin in the deep, but he picked the gap perfectly.
This one straighter. The protection in the deep there, long gone, has been kept busy for a while. But that's a very good approach and great execution as well of plans over here by the Royals. Winning the toss, batting first, the message is clear, Monali.
Yeah, I like what I just see there. The quick communication between the two batters. They want to make sure that they still hold it together. It's 10 runs off the first 4 deliveries.
Quick single towards Miran. Wonderful running, good calling. And I reckon the discussion was about that. We've got the runs on the board, Zeb. I'm going after the off spinner. You just play it around.
And communication key. We've seen so many run-outs throughout the NPL. You want to make sure you communicate with your batting partner out in the middle. But it clearly seems that Vinod Bhandari is going to be the aggressor here.
This one's right out of the screws and into the side screen as well. What a start by the Royals. And Vinod Bhandari is breathing fire with the bat. They accumulate 17 in the first over.
Nuco solar water heaters, water purifiers. Choose the gas home से your way of quality living. अब डाटा बैंक को कार्ड प्रयोग गरी खरीद गर्दा मोबाइल बैंकिङ बाट टप अप गर्दा रिवार्ड पोइन्ट अर्न गर्नुहोस् सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स यसमा पोइन्ट छ सिद्धार्थ बैंक सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौ
Himal Dental Hospital, the perfect junction where experience, expertise, and excellence meets technology. We are 24 hours open.
Target, but Macmillan, Dipendra, Ishan, Arif, Harmeet. It's a never-ending batting lineup for a side that has won the toss and decided to bat first in a big final. And what a start they've had. Rollicking 17 for no loss, 2 sixes in the last over. Harsh Thakur going for runs as Nisham has been drafted. Well, he's been their go-to man for Asif Sheikh, beg your pardon. Driven. He's looking good and he's happy getting to the other end.
It's a good length to start from Jimmy Nisham though. Can't really commit on that back foot, not too short. But our on-field umpires, it's Bismillah Jan Shinwari, the man from Afghanistan.
Thank you.
Alongside Rashid Riaz, currently going to square leg.
Yeah, he'll have to do a bit of running. And there is Mr. Budhi Pradhan. Yes, we saw the wave. Very good afternoon to you, Mr. Pradhan. And umpiring has been spot on cue in this tournament. Meanwhile, it's going to be Bhandari facing up to Nisham. He's miscued this one. And it falls safe as well. He's taking his chances here, Vinod Bhandari, but he's been sent out with a plan.
Well, sometimes you have to take those risks. They have a very solid batting lineup, the Royals. They want to maximize these power plays. We did mention it's going to be a high-scoring affair. The track is made for batting today. This one tried to go down the ground, and he absolutely hammered it. It went all the way for the first few runs. This is going to be more runs. 5 wides. They want to start better than this, the Bolts with the ball.
And the pressure will be felt for the fielding side. Drifting down leg. Not much could Milanta do behind the stumps. 5 wides. And in 8 deliveries, the Royals have already moved, or should I say raced, to 24. The Royals are unbeaten in their last 4 games. Beautifully driven. Work to do for the field and the deep. They're pushing for the second. And Zabe will get back as well. He's playing along the carpet and he's looking very elegant at the moment.
That's a good stroke. Jimmy Neesham bowling a hard length, but he waited on it. And it's a positive start. 26 already in just 1.3 overs. Dipendra Singh Airi, the skipper, he's going to be happy with the start. You could just see those wheels churning away in that brain, constantly analyzing.
Good single, good run, good calling, good response. And this is what you need with the boundaries. Turn the strike around. Now they've beaten the Janakpur Bolts, as you mentioned, Monali, twice in their last 4 games.
Josh Trump, cutie pie, would you like to go on a date with me? Well, I think Josh Trump might have a date if he wants.
All I can ask him is, how's the Josh? And he'll say, hi, sir. Soft hands, sensible cricket.
The history doesn't favor the Bolts at the moment, but they want to try and change that today. 3rd time lucky is what they're saying. Anil saw on screen with his broken arm, unfortunately out of the side. Poor timing with that broken arm, especially considering they're in the finals and they could have used that bat of his.
Yeah, you've got to have the method in the madness over here. It's the big final. Here again, they're up in the circle this time. Will not be allowed a single. It's been a very good passage of play so far for the Royals. Batting first, they are 28 after 2 overs.
क्रिकेटमा जितको मजा र फोनमा टेक्नोको मजा कसैले बिट गर्न सक्दैन बिकज टेक्नो प्रोभाइड्स बेस्ट क्वालिटी बेस्ट सर्भिस एन्ड बेस्ट सिग्नल टेक्नो स्मार्टफोन रोजी बनाउनुहोस् आफ्नो चोइस मोबाइल
Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Asif needs to strike big. He is a quality batter. Thakur has done the job. It's been a Neesham show more often than not in the latter half of the chase or the innings for the Bolts. What a contest over here. As the go-to man, one of the best bowlers in Nepal, particularly the left-arm spinners that we talk about. The leading wicket taker, 16 wickets for him. Always been bowling in the power plays. And look at that for economy and average as well. A best of 3 for 8. He's been the wicket-taking bowler. He'll be up against Vinod Bhandari, who's looking dangerous and destructive as well. Was that an opportunity? I wonder what was the communication this time between the batters, but that was a very good chance. So close.
Have been a bit hesitant between the wickets, these two. Bhandari, yes, no, sent back. I think he's the one who actually turned back. Noticed the fielder was coming in nice and hot.
You don't want to run out at this stage. No way. Yeah, he'll take the pace of the ball. This time, slightly more wider of Jimmy Neesham. And they'll fetch a single.
Rajavanshi, 2 for 22 in his 4 overs against the Yaks. You mentioned it, he's been very consistent. He's a wicket taker, but he had a tough game the last time he had played the Royals. In fact, most of their bowlers did. Long on. Actually, there's a mid-off and a deep mid-wicket. And a deep square leg.
This is very good running. Oh, this is a direct hit as well. And this will have to be referred upstairs. Has Zeb made it? They were slow to get onto the ball in the outfield, but a direct hit always gets everyone interested. This is going to be a very interesting call.
3 fielders in the deep on the leg side and very slow to get to this one. Should be in by quite a margin. Just needed to attack that ball a bit harder, and you could hear a loud call of throw. Get that ball into the keeper. Not out it is.
Yeah, you can sense a lot of support for the boys in yellow. Sudhir Pachim Royals come with your fair bit of army and entourage over here. The fans are on their feet, waving flags, banners and scarves. And it's a rainbow of loyalty and devotion for both the teams. And that's what NPL Season 1 has been all about. Yeah, with the left-handed batter, the left-arm spinner, there's a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. You sense Zeb will fancy his chances. Nicely bowled.
Exceptionally bold. Saw Zeb coming down the track, fired it in. Followed him. Such a level of confidence that man brings to his side. Dipender Singh Irie.
Sweeps. This deep square leg, he'll get a single.
More attacking this time. Sharmal in the deep. Picks up and gets the throw in nice and quick. You got to remember, the Royals are quick between the wickets. The standards are set by their captain, Dipender Singh Irie. You fumble, they'll take the extra. You're slow on the ball, they'll take the extra.
Yeah, you can sense the energy and the urgency here today for the Royals. Trying to make every ball count. Smartly done. You want to give respect to the bowler who's been in sublime form. This is a very fine over and a good start for Rajbanshi. Only 4 coming off it. It's 32 for no loss after 3.
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions. From a timeless legacy to inspiring a nation, legends choose the ball. Drive like a legend. Drive the ball.
Janakpur Bolts, good amount of support for them as well. 2 of the best sides, formidable sides, tabletoppers in the league stage, and quite fittingly in the finals as well.
Slow through the air, Harsh Tucker. Just get a sense that he's holding that ball. This time he gets some good revs on it.
Yeah, using the depth of the crease this time. Too close to cut. Needs to be careful. We saw what Tucker did with Shikhar Dhawan a couple of matches ago in the league stages. The one that came in with the arm. That was almost through him. Wonderful bowling here.
It's an excellent start to Harsh Tucker's over. He's gone for 17. That first over, very expensive, but he's bowling to Zabe this time. Good revs.
And it's a change of ends for Tucker, and now he's bowling to the longer side of the boundary as well, to the right-handed batter. Maybe that would have also prompted the captain to bring him from the far end, and that's a good move. And the large part of the second over has been to the left-handed batter, helping him gain confidence as well. This is nicely bowled. Yeah, just a bit of frustration creeping in here for Zeb.
Just outside the line this time. Going at a bit of a slow strike rate, 9 off 14, and you sense that something's got to give this delivery. Surely can't be a maiden.
Brilliant comeback by Tucker. He bowls a maiden and keep things quiet just when things are running away from their grasp. It's 32 for no loss.
Delight Dairy Whitener अब हरेक दिन delightful. मेरो नम्बर मेरै choice. आफूलाई मन पर्ने नम्बर छानेर लिनुहोस्.
Hinsta for a complete home.
Of TCM and Mr. Rahul Agarwal, the director of Siddhartha Bank. A big shout out to both these gentlemen for bringing about a special outing in NPL Season 1. Mr. Lokesh Sharma there, sipping on some water, MD of TCM. Wonderful to have you as well, sir. A very good afternoon. Wow, heavyweights and great work by TCM. I'll tell you what, they put across a carnival, a festival of the Himalayas, and we've seen some amazing work done by the TCM team all through.
Well, the dots are continuing to pile on here. This is the 7th dot in a row now, and it's been 19 deliveries since the last boundary. The Bolts are just starting to pull this back.
Yeah, you don't want to offer too much room. You don't want to bowl too full, because both these batters are already in top gear walking into bat.
And that's exactly what Lala Rajabanshi is doing, allowing for no room. That one came in sharply to the right-hander.
Yeah, just go in with the arm. Bowl it flatter, bowl it quicker. Now you can see we've seen 9 dot deliveries.
Surely you just sense a release shot coming here. And he'll either find the boundary or he'll find the hands of a fielder.
The time since the last boundary, 22 deliveries. We've seen 10 dot deliveries in a row between Thakur and Lalit Rajbanshi. What a comeback here by the Bolts. This looks an even contest. Wow.
Momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? When it's going your way, you find those runs very easily, and then all of a sudden you have one quiet over and that momentum's lost. The last delivery. We've not seen a run come in all of the last over. And then now 5 deliveries in this one.
Wow, we've seen 2 maidens in a row. It was 20 after 2, it's 32 after 5. This has been a spectacular comeback by the Bolts. 32 for no loss.
Light Superlight on Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Watch NPL on the go on Excel app, unlimited YouTube and other NPL packs. Download Excel app now or dial *123*9#. Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions. From a timeless
Much more like it. After 12 balls with not a single run, suddenly the Royals get going again. Flying start, 28 off 2. All of a sudden it was 32 off 5 as I welcome H.D. Ackerman.
Gee, they played those last 2 overs poorly. This is better. Long batting lineup. Got to take some risks inside this power play.
Just enough. Over the offside, Mahato was right on the edge of the circle, but Zaid hits with the spin this time and makes it back-to-back boundaries.
Lovely shot, wasn't it? Little use of the feet, not quite at the pitch, but doesn't force it, just times it.
This won't be a boundary, but it will be at least a single, won't be a couple. I haven't even had time to catch my breath yet. How are you? Very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Lenny, and afternoon to all those who have tuned into the broadcast. It's been quite amazing. Got off to an absolute flyer and then two poor overs with the bat. Granted, well bowled by Harsh Thakur and in particular Rajbanshi, but I thought that the two Royals openers, they got caught up looking in one particular area, and when it wasn't there, then they couldn't score.
So much of a day like today comes down to who holds their nerve, who plays the rather unbelievable atmosphere better, who handles the pressure. We'll get a couple here. Good running. You know how many times I've been here, HD, but I can't really, well, certainly for any domestic cricket, remember anything like this. The number of requests for passes, for tickets, the appetite for people to try and get here and experience it with their families, with their kids. Quite remarkable. Because that'll be four more, the third of the over. Thakur maybe being asked to bowl one too many in the power play.
This is clever. This is very clever by Vinod Bandari. Understands where the field is. There's a man at square leg, just in front of square. He knows if he can beat that man at short fine leg, he'll have four.
This time goes finer because the man has come square. Doesn't quite get it as to how he would like, so only gets a single. Ends the power play. It belongs to the Royals. The score is 48 for none.
आयामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ टाइपीको सुपर वालेटमा
तपाईँको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौँ
जहाँ पनि रम्पम छँदैछ नि रम्पम छँदैछ नि
After a flying start, then some diminishing returns, two maiden overs, no mistake in our graphics there. Overs 4 and 5, 12 consecutive dots. And then a return to good runs. As umpire Rashid Riaz says, that's the end of the first power play. So into the rest of the innings now, 5 fielders allowed outside the circle. And immediately Asif Sheikh, the standing captain, will take all 5 of them. And he'll turn to Kishore Mahato, who's had a really good start to the tournament, 11 wickets in total. Has just proved a little expensive in the last couple of games. Won't get the second this time. Same score, believe it or not, HD. I know they were chasing in that qualifier 1, but exactly 48 for none in the power play, the Royals.
Maybe that's what they were doing in overs 4 and 5. They decided, well, we want to be in a similar position to what we were in the qualifier because we won. Just talking about those spectators, the fans, there's some landlords with buildings outside of this ground that could make some serious money in renting out space.
Unbelievable, truly unbelievable. Wouldn't be surprised if a few of those advertising hoardings were kind of brought down. 50s up. It's a trademark of any big occasion. I mentioned March 16th of this year. I mentioned May 1st and May 2nd, not just the first day, but then the reserve day after the rain. They will be anywhere, any vantage point will do. That is outside the ground.
I can't help giggle at that. That's unbelievable.
Good news is they're not up in the trees. They're on stable ground. It's the way the hills carve into the Tribhuvan University campus. It was really, I can only describe it as ludicrous the last 48 hours, H. Not many people have my number here in Nepal, and I was still getting spammed. Anyone who has a local number, I can only imagine what it was like for Paris Katka. Requests for tickets, for passes. Gets it a good way in front of square and will get 4. Don't think it's gone all the way. I think it's one bounce. It's a stylish pull stroke from a very stylish cricketer, safe save.
Just going to have a little look-see here to see if it's gone all the way. Now, I think that safe save for me has been one of the surprise packages. That's going to be 4. In that he's been really good with him with the ball, played a beautiful innings of 90 earlier on in the competition. Not one of the names that you see around the world in the various franchise leagues, but I think this might put him up in headlines.
It's a good decision for me. He stepped inside the line of the ball. That would have clattered into his shoulder if not. Have to give the bowlers some leeway.
A little bit surprised where Kishore finds himself bowling. I tell you, and then he's been really good with the new ball. Again, let me refer to the early stage of the tournament when the bolts were quite exceptional.
Goes to the block hole. Good diving stop from Mohamed Mohsin. He'll have a big role to play with his 4 overs. Royals 55 for none.
Watch NPL on the go on MCEL app, unlimited YouTube and other NPL packs. Download MCEL app now or dial *123*9#. अब संसारको जुनसुकै ठाउँबाट
आगामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ टेलिटाइम दिएको सुपर वलेटमा।
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure. Venue is probably about another 8 to 10,000 just outside the venue. You've got some kind of a vantage point, but they could have sold this out 5, 6, 7 times over. And quite simply, for a first season of a league, I've never seen the like of it.
Well, a quite staggering statistic is one that didn't it take something like less than a minute for it to sell out?
400 VIP seats that hadn't been sold yet, which were I think the 800 rupee ones rather than the basic 300 rupee tickets, as Sharmal is going to come into the attack. They released them and they sold them in under a minute. Unbelievable. And yeah, that was just by freeing up another section that during the double header games they couldn't use because of the PMOA access that was required. No one at short fine leg, so it's a very safe shot for at least one. And Dari thinks of the second, but rightly sends safe save back. You add to that the fact that there's millions, and I mean millions, watching here in Nepal, and then millions down in India too. An extraordinary success. I met a family who've flown from Australia just before the start of play. Dozens, in fact hundreds, who've come from Janakpur and Sudhir, many on overnight buses. It's just so brilliant to see the sport that you and I love thriving like this in a country that I've always loved, and I think you now love too, HT.
That's captured everyone's hearts, to be honest, Lenny. Because many, me included, who arrived here and really had no idea what we were coming to. It just clipped him on the helmet, just on the grill, so they'll have to go through some protocols, some concussion protocols before play can continue. Won't take too long.
Always good to follow protocols. Umpires doing their job. A lot of batting to come here, HD. What's the approach for these two now they've got through the power play?
Well, I think that the discussion would have been between the two of them. Look, we can both look to put the foot down now, because if one gets out, new batter comes in, yes, but because we're both in, we can afford to be more aggressive. With two in batters, the last thing you want is stop balls. We're running again.
I think if Safe Save hadn't run through the crease there might have been a third. It was a strange game, wasn't it? The virtual semi-final between the Bolts and the Yaks. I don't think either side played well, and some Bolts fans may be upset with me because they'll say, hold on, we won the game, but there were so many errors, too many errors from both sides. Great innovation. It's the full switch it, completely changes his stance. Not the power switch it, but gets enough of it to get 4 more.
The perfect start here for the Royals. Both batters looking to get on with it. He's an all-round player, isn't he? He scores. We've seen him go down the ground. We've seen him go over mid-on. We've seen him go over extra cover. He's swept well. Now he's got the reverse sweep. He's got the game.
As a consequence, the fields had to change. They brought another man across, so it's now a 5-4 offside. Consequence, the fields had to change. They brought another man across, so it's now a 5-4 offside field. 2 behind square on the offside. Doesn't stop them repeating the shot, but the gap has been plugged. Good captaincy.
Yeah, and that's probably where I question the decision to play that stroke, because now there's 2 men behind point on that offside. So he could go the other way if he wants to.
Instead he goes down the ground. Long on is out there. Can he get underneath it? Oh, no, he can't. He settled himself. It went miles to the heavens. One of the highest Siddhartha Bank sixes that we've seen. It's 68 for none. बाजूपन सम्बन्धी कुनै पनि हार्दिक IVF and fertility.
यो निकाल्न easy. Surf Excel Easy Wash is the best शक्तिशाली स्टोर जसले जिद्दी दाग निकाल्न गर्छ. Surf Excel Easy Wash.
Yoko solar water heaters, water purifiers. Chimneys, the gas hobs your way of quality living.
Join us and the ranks of thousands of successful students who have unlocked their full potential by pursuing their education overseas. Right Path Career Counseling.
They beat the Janakpur Bolts, their great rivals, in the playoff stages as well as the groups. They've only lost 1 game all tournament, and they're looking very good, having won the toss and decided to bat first. Look how high this goes, HD. Monster 6.
Altitude. Better choice of stroke. I thought he had played the reverse sweep and had got the field change that he wanted, then to go down the ground. Here's a critical spell. This is a clever bowler. Mohamed Mohsin. Wonderful economy rate.
They are brilliant numbers. If you're offered a bowler in T20 cricketers, they'll run well comfortably for 2. The Bolts look a little rattled out there. If you're offered a wrist spinner or a finger spinner who will go with less than a run a ball and take a wicket every game, he's one of your first names on the team sheet.
Those numbers barely exist anymore in T20 cricket. I think even if you're under 8s, you're considered exceptional. The man that's wearing yellow today. That was an opportunity.
And again, I have to question, why does Asif Sheikh not have the gloves on? I've said it for the majority of the tournament. I think in 2 of the games he took them. Here we are. Just
just wonder, was it an edge? I was certain it was at first. It's the googly, it's brilliantly bowled. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. I think Mohammed Mohsin thought it had bowled him, gone over the top of the stumps and hit the fingertips of Malanta.
Was kind of two noises though. I think just purely maybe because the bat comes so close to the keeper's gloves. By the way, it was a tardy piece of glove work. It's given as byes, so the umpire didn't think there was an edge either.
Just going back to those numbers, I mentioned another man in yellow, Harmeet Singh, who's going to play a critical part today, particularly you would think against Jimmy Neesham. Left arm spin against the left-hander. Great shot. That is a great shot. I'm really struggling to complete my Stormy here, but he's got an economy rate of under 4. What about this for a stroke?
Yeah, superb. And if you want an exhibition and a demonstration as to A, how to play straight, and B, why it's the best part of the ground to target. That is it. Now he goes over his shoulder. This is quite brilliant from Saif Zaib. It's not quite going to be back-to-back boundaries, but it will be 3 more to the total. As Malanta could have taken the stumps off. His teammates need to give him a shout. I don't think they can hear each other out there. Such is the cacophony of noise. We will have a check on the boundary. I think it was clean.
Easy. No problem. Having a look at the boundary, but... Yep. So not a boundary. Into the 9th. 80 without loss.
अब हरेक दिन delightful. DHI happier home. Today sahi.
Not, but maybe even top spot. And a special mention for the lone Nepali batter in there, Rohit Paudel. As Jimmy Neesham returns to the attack. Paudel played the least number of games of everyone there. I was with him last night. He's going to be here today, the national team captain, and rightly so. He was quite brilliant this tournament, even though the Lions had a campaign to forget. Is there a way back into this game here for the Bolts? Something's got to change.
They need wickets. They need wickets quickly, because you just think of what's to come here. Brandon McMullen, Dipendra Singh Eri. There is plenty. Ishan Pandey, who's had such a good tournament as well. So these two can play with all the freedom in the world.
Oh, this is hammered. And hammered into the grandstand for 6. What a way to bring up your 50. It comes off 33 deliveries. 5 4s, 2 6s. And on the grandest stage that there is, this has been a quite brilliant innings from the Englishman.
Big players score big runs in the biggest of matches. He is an overseas. He's 1 of 4. He's doing the job here today.
Four more. Everything must go already as early as the 10th over. Neesham is not happy out there, roaring directions at where the fielders need to go. The Bolts in danger of losing their minds here.
Well, the problem that the Bolts have, though, is that both players are able to hit the ball to all 4 corners of the ground. They're just struggling to restrict them to a particular area. You drop it short, he pulls you, you pitch it up, he laps you, or he goes down the wicket and hits you down the ground. This is a sensational partnership led by the left-hander.
Look at the platform the Royals have built here. Nobody's crossed 200 in the comp. Don't want to put a hex on it or anything, but the platform they have, they may almost be disappointed if they don't get to the 200 marker. Or
Yeah, surely.
The Kings, who we could argue didn't have the best of tournaments, they have the highest total. It's amazing, isn't it? The highest total going to a side that doesn't make it through, the most amount of runs at one stage when it was with a batter who hadn't gone through. But this has been an exhibition from these two. They are entertaining the masses.
Bandari now, because Zabe seems to have switched gears quite significantly. The last 5 overs have gone for 60. He's happy to nudge it around and say, Zabe, keep doing what you do.
Just bear in mind here that they've actually scored 92 in 7.5 overs, because there were 2 maidens that just extraordinarily cropped up inside the power play. Lovely bit of bowling by Thacker and Rashbansi, but the rest have gone the distance.
Well, it's the final winner of the Happy Then Sparkling Smile fan of the match. Well done, madam. Very, very well deserved. I've said it a few times throughout this tournament, HT, one of the most transformational aspects of the fans that we've had in. We have seen kids, we've seen women, we've seen families. 6-7 years ago, it was really too dominated by men, and it's lovely to see every single person and part of Nepal enjoying their cricket. Congratulations to you. Hamper on its way. He's changed gears all right. Zabe is flying. And Nisham, the double teapot is out. He doesn't know where to turn. It's the halfway stage. It's time for the players to have a drink. And you could argue the Bolts will need it a lot more than the Royals. It's 97 for none.
यो निकाल्न easy. सर्फ एक्सलो easy wash. यसको 10 हातको शक्ति छ यसको, यसले जिद्दी दाग निकाल्न गर्छ. सर्फ एक्सलो easy wash.
शिक्षा र खेलकुदका माध्यमले विश्व मानचित्रमा चिनिँदैछ मेरो सिटी अफ क्रिकेट बङ्गलोरी अनि यो सहर चिनाउन अगुवाई गर्ने मेरो कलेज, मेरो एसपीए कलेज, मेरो गौरव.
Freshness that bonds.
Fresh बनाउँछ भित्रैबाट fresh.
Himsta for a complete home.
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers. Chimneys, the gas homestay your way of quality living.
Himsta for a complete home.
उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेयरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल.
DHI Happier Home. Today sahi.
Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions. From a timeless legacy to inspiring a nation, legends choose the ball. Drive like a legend.